welcome. Thank you for getting your pot on. Thanks for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word. Tell them you love Billified. They should check it out wherever they get their pot on. You can do it on Spotify and Apple and even our friends at iHeart and Spreaker and Amazon, anywhere. Deezer, it's all there.
Jeff Bezos listens.
And thank you for thank you for supporting those that support us, like Land of Legends Raceway in Canandaigua.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's how they start every race.
I might have to call him later because I think I owe him a phone call. We have to call him on the podcast.
Randy or Randy?
Didn't we call him Sunday?
No, not Randy. Not Randy. Not Randy.
Oh.
Not Randy. Paul
Buddy,
Cole.
you would not believe what happened to me this week.
Paul Cole, who also owns. Danny, last night we went down memory lane with radio clips from me from 25 years ago, and then Danny sends me stuff from the break room today, and I'm going to have to play it later. I could not stop laughing. I could not stop. We used to call Tommy Lasorda the baseball player, famous baseball player.
Manager.
He played, but he was more famous for being a manager and also being a pitchman.
Yeah.
Right? Didn't he do like
Slim Fast?
That's right. Tommy Lasorda. So
and the funny part is, in the '88 World Series was on NBC, right? And so he's doing these Slim Fast ads that are running during the World Series.
Yeah.
But before the World Series, they do a preview show, and he's eating pasta with Bob Costas.
Well, wait, we have to play this call because there's one part that was the same in every call with Lasorda, and it was very funny. And we were calling him directly at his home.
Yeah,
directly at his home. Kevin is here, and Kevin said to me, "Hey, if you're going on your Bill Moran Sympathy Redemption Tour, why don't you come play cards?
Make good choices. Redemption
Make good
tour.
choices. That's right. Because I said I've been making bad choices. Make good choices tour. Why don't you come play cards with the neighbors tomorrow?" And I go, "Why would I do that when I know there's going to be heavy drinking going on?" He goes, "Well, that doesn't mean you have to. You got to drive all the way." I go, "Right? Why am I going to do that? I can't make good choices."
As I'm pouring him a drink, testing.
What time did you guys start drinking?
For what?
Well, I mean, like I walk
Today?
in, your glasses are like half empty. I don't mean like half full in terms
Mine's
of like,
not half empty. I got 2 sips out of mine.
That's a refill, isn't
That
it?
is not a refill.
Oh, my mistake.
And then you said, Danny said, because Laura's here, "Hey, did you get Kevin a sympathy card because the Rangers lost?" But you didn't say Rangers lost. Did you get him a sympathy card? And Laura's so sweet, goes, "Oh, what happened? Oh, what happened?"
I didn't know.
I know. Of course you wouldn't know. How would you know?
Yeah.
How would you know?
I don't follow hockey.
No. Will you let your kids play hockey? Are they interested in playing hockey?
They have no interest. I've taken them to hockey games and no interest.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think I think the greatest thing to do is exactly what you're doing. Expose them to everything and let them choose.
They play every other sport. They
What do
play
you mean?
basketball.
Wait, hang on a second.
What?
What do you mean?
Oh, you used the word expose.
I don't mean expose like
I know.
that.
I'm
You
sorry.
know what I'm saying?
I'll just drop it. Sorry.
All right, go on.
You're right.
like-
Variety's the spice of life, Bill.
Yeah.
Variety is the spice of life. Yes, absolutely.
Remind me in the break. I'll tell you about my conversation I had with the hockey mom from Minnesota the other day.
Wait, you talked to her again?
I'm still trying to get her to come on.
Whoa. Why would you hold back? And why can't you tell us now?
I can. She still can't do it. But there's a lot. I want you to read it. There's a lot in there.
Can I read it on the podcast?
I don't.
Recap. What are we talking?
So this woman is the woman that she was in Colorado. Oh, no, she was from Minnesota. There was a team from Colorado playing there. She's from Minnesota.
Yes.
Yeah. And so she was having a staycation at a hotel, but she and her husband apparently had, I don't know if they were working things out in their marriage or whatever. She wound up down in the hot tub with a couple of 15-year-old boys, went back to their room, allegedly had sex with 2 of them while another one either watched.
There was no sex. She says.
She says.
She was.
And I remember this became like
mouthing
national
one of them.
news and went everywhere.
You
And
called her a restaurant.
We called the restaurant. Were you here for that?
No, but I listened.
Yeah, so we called the restaurant to see, and they were very kind of quick with us about,
Very Midwestern.
we have nothing to say about that situation, blah, blah, blah. But I kept saying, I think there's more to this story.
However, the chili's on for $4.99 at night.
I can't believe that this is the story. So sure enough, and Kevin's been in contact with her repeatedly. So
I just checked in randomly. I was waiting for something at a restaurant to take home, and I'm like, "Oh, let me see if she can talk yet." Because I know you've been wanting to get the hard side of the story.
Yes.
So I just shot her a message, and it ended up being like a 25-minute back and forth conversation.
Well, look, a 25-minute back and forth.
Oh, I got lengths of message here.
So things that she probably doesn't want out publicly yet. Or that she can't really say. But here's the thing.
Maybe she wants them out, but she can't say it.
Well, the lawyer, right? The lawyer wouldn't want it out. That's a good point. She would want it out. But there was a story last night that Danny and I brought up about a Brockport 6 years ago, a JV coach, 21 years old, 15-year-old. I'm thinking it's girl on girl here.
We don't know.
Surmising that. But she was a softball coach, right? That's a girls' team. Either way, I always think there's more to the story. We're getting one side, and we're getting one side because it involves minors. So they're never going to tell you they can't. Yeah. They can't, and really the question, I guess, because I said I would like to defend the 28-year-old woman who was 22 at the time that is accused of this. But as Danny pointed out, the law is the law, and you should know better. And the law is the law. But I always go somehow, I hate seeing people's lives.
I know what you mean.
Almost, for lack of a better term, and it's not really true, destroyed, right? If I remember the woman, Marla Gorecki Haskins, and the only reason was she with, because Jameson was a baby, so we were doing the break room, and I remember walking into Wegmans and thinking I saw a celebrity, and she looked at Jameson, who was a baby, and she goes, "Oh my God, he's so cute." Yeah. And I was like, "You're Marla Gorecki Haskins. You banged a kid in Canandaigua." Allegedly. We don't know that happened. So
yeah, you called me from the car.
I did.
Danny, you won't believe. You gotta look this broad up.
21 and 15 aren't
all that far apart.
And I mean,
which is, but it's the law, and
I could see it.
You're in charge.
I could see it.
There's 17 and 16, but still, it's the law.
Well, okay, so my sister has been married for 20 years. She started dating her husband when she was 16, and he was 24.
How many times does 16 go into 24?
Yeah, she hid it from my parents for 2 years.
How did she do that?
I was her little liar for her.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yep.
Wow.
And then they got.
Do you
caught.
still do that kind of stuff?
No, she's, no, now she's 41.
16-year-olds?
No, not 16-year-olds. Hang on. Time out. I want to know, if a woman called you and said, "Listen, I need you to tell my husband I was with you last night," would you do that?
It depends.
That's a long pause. The answer should automatically be yes.
Yeah, I will. 100%,
bros before hoes, baby.
I'll
even if it's the other way around.
A little white lie for a friend to help them cover up. But I don't think anything that extreme has ever
happened.
Yeah.
Well, you hang out with some sluts. I'm sure you do.
I mean, but they're not married.
That's awesome.
We're all divorced.
That's true.
But yeah, a little white lie is nothing.
All right, so let's get into something.
Hoops and Hoes.
Hoops and Hoes. I think that's the name of a new podcast.
Yeah,
Hoops and Hoes.
Kanye's new song.
I think Hoops and Hoes, because I said to Laura, back when I was with Danny on an old show, I wanted to do the Great Wall of China. And it didn't really come together because I even got pulled into an office and told how I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And I go, "What are you talking about? Well, that did happen and this did happen." But I wanted to call it, it was weak management.
You're like, why can't you? Hey, we're going to get training camp soon. Why can't you help us with that? Hey, we got the Bills. Why can't you help us with that? You're going to nitpick this one show out of a month worth of shows and go, Great Wall of China. You could have done more with that. Yeah, no shit.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Oh. That was me. That was me almost every day when I went to work.
It's you almost every day now.
It is not.
No, it's not.
I'm
It's really not.
way cooler now.
Bill's way cooler now. Trust me.
This past week, I've been so up in my fucking head. Just a mess. God.
I have felt the wrath of old Bill Moran.
Oh, God.
We all have.
We listened to it last night.
Yeah, well, okay. Did you listen to that?
Yeah, I did.
Well, that was 25
her
years
calling.
ago. No.
I wasn't even born yet.
25 years ago, you were
No, I was 14.
Okay. And if you heard somebody was doing a sex toy drive for underprivileged women.
I would have called my mom. I would have been like, "You should apply."
Imagine if Stephanie lived in town at that point.
She could have been out collecting the
She
toys.
would have been out asking.
One for me.
Well,
I need a new egg beater.
Well, we had a sex toy tester. Brittany, the psychic stripper, was a sex toy tester.
Oh, that's right. I used to have her.
And she used to review them in earnest. She would actually give and this this girl, like, her elevator didn't go all the way to the top, let's say. But, man, she could break down.
How long did you date her for, Dan?
She could break down. Never dated her. She could break down.
Just used the toy on her a few times. Almost electrocuted her once. You're right. I had this thing where I wanted somebody to be a sex toy tester. So this woman, so I would get her the sex toys from, I think, Show World.
Show World gave us the sex toys.
And then she would go and try it.
She was from Tally-Ho.
I see. You know who looks very excited by this is Laura down there. She's going, I would love to do that. Yeah.
Somebody get Show World on the line.
I'm not even lying. One of my friends last September gave me a little vibrator, and I was like, what's this from? And another one of our friends gave it to her for her birthday. And she already had that exact same one.
What'd you name it?
She was like, here you go, Laura.
You got hand-me-downs? Yeah.
What'd you name it?
It was in the box. I don't have names for them.
Well,
what would you name it, Kevin?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Get her done.
remember the old Tom Green show?
Yes.
And how Tom Green used to punk people and stuff?
Yeah.
So one of Tom Green's friends, Glenn, from the show, decides that he's going to buy vibrators, give them to Tom's grandmother, but he's going to say they're like KitchenAids, right? So she would like put these, you mix them with the cake and then you test them. So she's turned the vibrators on and she's stirring the batter of the cake and then she's putting it in her mouth to test the batter.
God, I wish I did that to my grandmother.
And Tom is like actually, like legitimately, like he's putting it on for a TV show, but he's kind of pissed. Like, you did this with my grandmother? Really? My grandmother?
Probably do that to Marge at this point. Or is she too seasoned?
I think she's too seasoned. I think Marge is too seasoned, which sounds terrible to say about her mother. Thank you very much.
She can pick up the blitz.
She can pick it up. I think she could figure that out. I think she'd be a little smarter than that. But Laura, want to be a sex toy tester?
Absolutely. Well, you kidding me?
Here's the real thing that I wanted to ask you about. I see lots of pictures of you and your new dude lately. And it seems like you guys have fallen for each other.
He seems like a nice guy.
He's using an L word. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It has 4 letters.
I thought you meant like bringing in another.
Long.
Lube.
Long.
Oh.
Lube.
Okay.
Long. No. So, but here was my question, and I think this is a very serious one and a lot of people can relate to. And it's one I don't know about. You have kids that are young. And how is it? Because a lot of times when you get separated or divorced, there's, I don't want to say a decree, but there's some kind of rules in there that you and your ex agree upon. You won't introduce the kids to someone new until you've been dating for, and usually it's 6 months.
We had that.
That you did. And so, like, has it been hard? Because I've also heard of people, guys who get really jealous, like exes who get really jealous and try to overcompensate and then sometimes get drunk and you'll get a nasty text and this kind of shit. And maybe your husband's cool, but how do you do that? How do you do that and make it work without making it impossible for everybody involved?
So we had in our agreement, you had to be with someone for 6 months. He started dating his girlfriend very shortly out of our divorce. And so I did make him wait the 6 months because it was new. We were still living in the same home.
And he was dating?
Oh, yeah. But we did the...
She was hanging out with her, remember?
Yeah, but you did the swap.
We did the swapping.
Okay,
so
that's
like,
a cute thing. So the kids stay where they are.
Yeah. And so I was just
it's
like...
a cute thing. So kitschy and cute. Love it.
It was very much like... let's wait until like we're actually even in separate households for you to like bring this new girl into the boy's life. And then when I started dating Joe, I had asked him, like we had been together for 2 months, and I asked Ethan, I was like, look, like this is something I could see, like, being long term. I would love to introduce him to the boys.
Ethan's your ex.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that we have like this 6 month thing though. And he was sort of like, I don't care. Go ahead and introduce him. I was like, well, do you want to meet him first? And he was like, I have no desire to interview your boyfriend, Laura.
No, but
but now they get along better. Like they're so cool with each other.
You're an interesting study.
Yeah.
Well, only because you really do things almost, I don't know if it's the generation. I don't know. Where you say people made fun of Gwyneth Paltrow and called it conscious uncoupling. Mm-hmm. And I always thought, why? Why are we doing that? Because it's none of any of our business, but that's a family unit that needs to try to function, right? Yep. And there's nothing worse for the kid than to think that, well, mom hates dad and dad hates mom. And if there's some way, and it's weird because no one knows. Like my parents stayed together. They're separated now, but there was 35 years.
Oh, they never got officially divorced?
No, my parents are now officially divorced.
okay.
When I'm saying when I was a kid, all the way up, they stayed together for 35 years of marriage.
Oh, just
so we were all out of the house. No, just that was just it. My parents never divorced, and so all I remember was a family unit, and my brother and sister as well. So we didn't have that, mom's house, dad's house, mom's new boyfriend or girlfriend, that sort of thing. That's all I'm saying.
See, my parents divorced when I was a year old.
Yeah, so you never knew a life without that.
Like I never had that. So that's why.
Was there now? Can I ask? This is going to sound terrible.
You can ask anything
because I was about to spit this out this way. Was there a rotating door of guys? It sounds really shitty for your mom.
My mom never got remarried. But she definitely, there were boyfriends.
Yeah.
I mean,
guys you
some
knew?
I like. Oh yeah, some lived with us at different points. Like,
Really?
She was
tough.
in long-term relationships.
Yeah. Did you ever scream at any of them? You're not my dad.
No, I called one alcoholic.
Did you ever get hit on by it when you got older?
No, that's so creepy.
It's Kevin's fantasy. It's his favorite porn.
Stepdaughter porn.
Yeah.
Did you ever get stuck in the laundry?
My dad's on his third wife. Like,
What, your old man? Your dad's on his third wife?
yeah.
Shit.
And he would have left her years ago, but then she got cancer. So
Stay together for the
kids. Wait. How do kids, cancer, they both start with that hard C.
Yeah.
Or, that.
Well, you ever know those couples where like one of them gets cancer and then once they beat the cancer, they split up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Sure it does. Because you go, hey, I only
caused
got
it.
You're like, you get this extra, you think you're going to die, and then you get this extra, like, oomph of life, and you realize you're just sitting in a miserable marriage. And that's sort of what I felt like. I was like, I have so much time in life to be happy. Like, why am I just sitting here waiting?
It's a funny thing. I had an interesting conversation today with my dad. And I did say that, because since you bring up time, I always tell my sons, and I said, I think it's hard for them, and they've heard it enough since they were young, to fully comprehend. When someone's giving you their time, that's the greatest gift they can ever give you, because no one knows how much of it you have. So always be respectful of that. My brother goes, well, why do you think people charge you for their time? I go, exactly. But what I'm talking about is if a girl's going to give you their time, if someone wants to mentor you and give you try to value, try. It's hard when you're young because you think it's infinite. You think it'll never end. This is never going to end. It's infinite. I'm indestructible. I'm,
right.
And I got guys who are in their early 20s. They're not thinking that way. But that's my thing is always time is such a precious thing. And when you're thinking about it, even in marriage and stuff, you're like, what did you get? Who got an AA?
Just got this today.
Why is it in your wallet?
Wait, whoa.
Why is it in your wallet?
Time out. How do you have an AARP?
Ask my wife. I have no idea.
I thought you had to be 50.
That's what I thought. My wife, she goes, look, our AARP cards he came in today. I go, wait, our what?
The AARP.
She's only 45. She goes, we're going to get a ton of discounts. You can use this everywhere.
That's true.
I go, okay.
No, I've gotten flyers to sign up for it before.
Okay, I won't do it.
That's why when you said the time is precious, that's why I pulled that
52.
card out. I'm like, wait a minute.
It's like Tully Savalas over here with his Diners Club International card. Bling!
Tully Savalas.
10%, bitch!
But that's interesting that you would see that. I've only, my time. I've got more to do here, and you're holding me back, so to speak.
Yeah.
Or I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I'm not happy.
Life is short. You never know.
So how are the boys with Joe? How are the boys with with Ethan's girlfriend?
The boys are obsessed with Joe that like I am peanuts to them nowadays. Like if Joe's over at the house, they are completely bonded. Ethan's girlfriend is very opposite of me, where she's not like that warm, fuzzy person, but they get along with her.
Cold-hearted bitch.
Basically.
No, she just.
I'll say it
she's
for you.
Like not. I don't know.
She's a cold-hearted snake. Oh.
But she has 2 kids, and my kids are obsessed with her kids. Like Camden the other day, my 7-year-old was like, Mom, I want to go to Dad's just to play with. Her son's names are Lucas and Liam. He's like, and then I want a whole week with you. And I was like, oh. Like, they want to go play with her kids, but
right.
No offense, they want to be with me more.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good thing. It's hard. Mm-hmm. It's got to be very hard.
Yeah, but we're all together at all their baseball games. Like,
really,
on Sunday or Saturday, I'm sure we'll all be at the ball field from 9 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. all together.
Wow.
So,
do you bring coffee and donuts and shit?
I bring coffee and alcohol sometimes.
That's very nice.
Bourbon coffee.
Look at this. I'm impressed by that because it's a different world. Like I don't remember. I had friends whose parents divorced, and that it was like you could almost feel like
the tension.
Oh, the air changed.
Yeah.
Like it was all of a sudden like a cold wind came in on a 90-degree day, and everybody's like, "Whoa, the fuck!" I mean,
there's a lot of days I don't want to be around Ethan. I don't want to talk to him or anything. But like, if the kids are around, I'm gonna treat him with respect and
well, he's your kid's
give
dad,
the kids good examples. Yeah.
See, growing up in a small town, I don't know if you went through this, but I went through this where my father and mother were the third generation in the town, so they knew everybody who was also a parent. They all went to school together. So when you had friends whose parents were divorced, my father and mother could give me the entire backstory as to why, who they dated. Hey, you remember, Mr. So-and-so? Yeah, they used to date. That's why they're together now, and blah, blah, in high school, and blah, blah, blah. They could break down the entire reason why each one of my friends' parents were divorced.
That's why you leave small towns.
Yeah, right.
It was funny because
my brother's going through it now. He goes, I can't even hang out with these people anymore.
Yeah.
Because I can't do it. He goes, that's all they want to do is just drink.
Yes. Right.
Last Saturday, literally Joe asked Ethan because we had the Zubilation fundraiser on Saturday night, and Joe goes to Ethan. He's like, "What is this thing that we're going to tonight?" And Joe,
wait, time out. Hang on. Hold on. So this is for the Seneca Park Zoo.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of you and Joe. Mm-hmm. Your ex and his girlfriend were there as well?
No.
Oh.
No.
Why would Joe call Ethan and ask about Zubilation?
We were all at Camden's baseball game. And Ethan and Joe were sitting there talking, and Joe was like,
how weird is that for you?
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me at all.
Uh-huh.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I upgraded a lot, so I.
Okay. All right. I wonder if Ethan ever.
He wouldn't listen.
My mind goes to the worst place possible. I wonder if she does this for him.
I don't think. I'm sure he does not.
You're sure he does not? Does not think that?
Doesn't listen to the show.
Oh, you're thinking sexual. Like they compare notes?
No, not compare notes. I'm just saying your husband may remember something and then think, I wonder if she does that for him.
Oh, I don't know, probably. But yeah. So Joe asked Ethan, he was like, what is this Zubilation fundraiser? Like the whole Wilbert family goes, where there were like a crowd of 30. And Ethan's like, it's like a pretty fancy thing. And Laura's whole family always gets trashed and makes
a scene.
So doesn't my mom get drunk on like the very first hour, and like people are like walking my mom through the zoo?
Oh, I thought she was going to say her mom flashes the lions. The way you went like this, I thought for sure.
Real mom.
You went like this.
Real house moms of legend.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, just interesting. I think there's a lot of people that can relate when you're trying to do what you're doing. And just keep it respectful and away from the kids if there's any arguments, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Do you know any kids who ever talked their parents into getting divorced?
No.
I do. Oh. I know a couple whose kids were like, "Hey, mom and dad, listen, you guys might just want to split up because you guys are always fighting. You're always arguing."
Were they kids?
They were they're teenagers.
Yeah,
they're teenagers.
Kids. That's
like
what I mean.
They were together for years, and then all of a sudden she got cancer. So she beats the cancer, and then the cancer has a chance of returning. So they put her on this drug, and you may have heard of it. It's called tamoxifen. They call it the divorce drug for a reason, because the people who take it end up going crazy. And that's kind of what happened in this situation. I'm not judging. I'm just repeating what I was told. And the kids were like, "Hey, mom, dad, one of you's got to go. We don't care who. Somebody's got to go." Hey.
I had some people, like, when we announced our divorce, say, like, thank you for doing it now instead of making the kids witness, like, an unhealthy marriage.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hear you on that one. All right, we'll take a moment. When we come back, a way women can manipulate a guy.
Oh.
Yeah, women can manipulate it.
Yeah.
And since Laura's here, I think we can ask that. I think there's some skills to that. We'll get to all that next. But first.